All right. We are live right now. And I see we got not things. We got people in the comments already. Already upset, and they don't even know what I'm talking about. For some of y'all do. Some of y'all do. But you guys know I'm a social media influencer, and we're going to get into the topic when we get about 100 people watching. You guys know that I'm a social media influencer, right? And I get sponsorships. Most of those sponsorships are not from the United States. I mean, they are not from Kenya. They're in the United States because those are usually they're going to have more money than the African countries to pay an influencer. Correct? So I have a sponsorship that sent me a package, and I'm forgetting. Oh, you know what? They got taxes and tariffs and all that kind of stuff. I hate these matches. These are not the good matches. And if anybody thinks somebody said don't start a diaspora war, if anybody is foolish enough to get into a war behind nothing they have no control over with people that are not, you know, doing that, like come on now. But I know there's some people like that. Now, like I said, we got some influencers. Somebody told me get a lighter. I know what I'm doing. Thank you, though. We have some we have some companies that want to sponsor Auston Holleman because they feel like my content fits them. And one of the sponsors that I am using is Tej Hanley. You guys know Alpha M, the guy that teaches men's self-development and all that. He has his own skincare company. I think they're out of Atlanta. Anyway, they sent me a box, and I do use them. By the way, the cigar today is Oliver, the Oliver O series. They sent me a box, and we're going to talk about what countries it is good to order packages to and which ones it is not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of this, Africans will never be able to get ahead until these types of small problems that you don't think about until you stay in a place for a long period of time and you actually have to start getting little small things. You notice we're going to get into it. Little small things. Now, last time y'all donated a lot. I appreciate it. I was going to put up another vlog today, but this happened to me. And I said, okay, I'd rather talk about this on live. I have two topics we're going to talk about. Now, when I got that package from Tej Hanley today, it came in 2 weeks ago, but I just now went to go pick it up. Africa does not have the same type of address system. Not Africa. Kenya does not have the same type of address system where they just drop it off at your front door. Now in Zambia they did that with DHL, but they're not. I haven't had that happen in Kenya. So there's a postal center. They call it the something square, center square, city square, I believe it is, something like that. You go there, you have to show them your tracking number. They find the package. And so I'm like, okay, they got the packages right there. She's like, this is yours. I said, yeah, it's mine. So I'm thinking, okay, I already showed you my ID. Whoop, whoop, let's walk away. She says, go have a seat. So I'm like, why would I have to have a seat if I have my package right there? Then the people, there's a line. There's people that go, they're doing something, they're opening their bag at customs, then they leave. And I'm thinking, well, they have x-ray machines, so if they really want to know what was in there, they would have already done this. So they called me up there after about 30 minutes of waiting. And when they call me up there, they tell me open the bag, the box. I open the box. We got my face wash, all that, etc., etc. She asked me how much does it cost. I said I don't know. It was sent to me for free because I'm an influencer and I got a sponsorship. She goes on Amazon. She sees that the face wash kit is worth 44 US dollars. It's worth 44 US dollars. She says there's a tax you have to pay on this. I still have my receipts right here. I asked Gavin to put the receipts in the thumbnail. I don't know why he didn't do it. It was a reason why. But this receipt, and I don't mind showing you because there's no personal information except for my first and last name, and I don't even see that on here either. But we'll upload this later. This receipt has 5 different taxes. It has the 1002 import duty tax, the 1102 excise duty tax, the 1202 VAT import tax, the 1801 IDF fees, and the 6001 Kenya Railway Development Levy. And all this came out to 6,544 shillings. Now, keep in mind, I just told y'all the value of my package was $44 on Amazon. That's how much they would sell it to y'all for whenever y'all get it. 6,544. That means not only that, they taxed me $44.45. So basically, I bought the face wash twice. So luckily, I'm an influencer, right? I didn't have to pay for the box because I've been using Teach Hanley. I told them, hey, I've been using it. I want to be sponsored because I feel like it goes my work. They sent me another box for free because I'm an influencer. I didn't have to pay for shipping, nothing. Now let's imagine if I wasn't Auston Holleman, I was you, and you're in Africa, and you want to buy the same thing. Shipping from Teach Hanley to Nairobi, Kenya was already $40 when we looked on Amazon. The value of this box is $44. So now you're at $88. When in the States, it'd probably be like $50 or it'd be $44 because it'd be free shipping on Amazon. You're at $88. Then just for it to come into the country and there's a cosmetic tax, they add another $44.45. So this is what you start to see when you start to live here. 88 plus 44.45 is $132.45. Somebody asked, no Amazon Prime in this thing. Amazon Prime does not matter because you're going to pay for shipping twice. You can look at it 2 ways. You either pay for shipping twice or you're paying for the product twice, 3 times in this case. So I see somebody try to correct me on a cigar name, Aliva. I drive. Get off of Google. You found that on Google. I found that out a long time ago. Thank you very much for telling me that. So this Teach Hanley box that costs you 44 US dollars in the United States, in Africa, $132.45. So this is why you don't see the same brands like basically copied and pasted from Western countries. So, for example, another country that this problem is the same at, and from my understanding, this is all over East and West Africa and some parts of South Africa, the Southern Africa. I know in the country of South Africa, it's not doing that. Somebody said African governments aren't protecting local producers. Stop it. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. But no, this is what you're not understanding. He said if they don't deliver, is there something like a P.O. box you can set up to just pick it up? No, you have to go to the post office, and they will not give you a package until you pay taxes on it. So I had to pay basically for the same kit twice. Now let's put it in an African perspective. One Kenyan shilling, so I'm paying $132. One Kenyan shilling, I mean that in Kenyan shillings is almost 20,000 Kenyan shillings. Do you realize a lot of Kenyans? Do you realize I got scammed for paper? I paid 2,000 shillings, and those people thought they got over on me. That was $14. Now multiply that by 9.5 times. So if they thought they won off of $14, most Kenyans won't be able to afford this. So this is part of the reason why I said they can't come up. Not that they're going to come up off a face wash. I'm just saying basic imports that in other countries it's not hard to get, they can't get. Now imagine if you're an African influencer and YouTube isn't paying you that much. That's not completely true, but most African influencers aren't making as much as the United States because of the difference in the audience. How many of them have $130 just laying around if they're brand new starting up? I don't know. Now, somebody said it's best to ship bulk in Africa. You still gonna get taxed. They're gonna go off the value of the bulk shipment and tax the hell out of you. I was listening to the guys in my cigar lounge in Ghana talking about that. Said that they had a $20,000 tax on their cigars. We got some sensitive people in the comments talking about don't be here talking shit about Africa. We not. If anything, I'm defending y'all. So you can get the fuck out of my comments with that bullshit. And somebody says, "Oh, Africa is not a country." Trust me, I know. I've been to 7 other countries this year, so I know that it's not one country. The thing is, Kenya is not the only country that's like this. A lot of countries in Africa, including Ghana, if the DJI that you guys see me do my vlogs on, those cost $300 in the United States for the basic one. I had to buy another basic one in Ghana. It was $530. So get the hell out of my comments. You don't know what you're talking about. I can't stand you sensitive people. So not only are the plane tickets expensive in Africa, we can now see it's also basic imports. And you will pay them. So I paid that out. I was on the phone. I was like, damn. So basically, I had to pay for this product twice. It is what it is. It's a sponsorship. I'm not tripping because I'm getting paid to sponsor, so I get my money back. But now I know, it might be cheaper not only to fly back to the States, but to fly to Thailand. When I go to Thailand, I may just stock up on a bunch of stuff that I need that I know that there isn't, like microphones, that kind of stuff. We're going to get into that too. So let's talk about what happened after that. I paid that tax. She said, go to that counter over there. You got to pay the postal fee. I said, I got to pay again? So I went over there. I said, how much is it? She said, go over there and ask. So I went over there. I was like, how much is the postal fee? They said 755 shillings, which is only $5.13. The receipt that I have right here. Just so you know I'm not making it up. So in total, I paid $50 on top of the $44. And had I paid for shipping, it'd be another $44 I had to pay for the shipping. That's me. Now, I was like, damn, that's a lot. I'm not used to paying double tax and all that. But imagine being a local that works at the grocery store and they want to order something online. They can forget about that. That's why they don't do it. Another country that I seen this at first, the first time I ever traveled, was Brazil. Anybody that's been to Brazil knows that the average Brazilian doesn't have the newest iPhone. You know why? Because the newest iPhone in Brazil is almost 3 times the cost that it actually costs. A lot of items in Brazil that are imported end up being 3 times. You buy a PlayStation 4 for $1,000 in the States, in Brazil, it's going to be damn near $4,000. So that's why it's not just African countries. It's Brazil is like that. He said, stop complaining about Africa and go to Latin America. Leave another comment. Say something different. This channel is to be informative. If you're offended, you don't like the truth, pay the tax. You pay the tax. I hope you enjoy it. Knock your socks off. Pay the tax. Now, if you want to buy cosmetics and electronics outside of the United States, the places that I've been to in the world, because you guys know I don't want to go back home. I don't want to go back home. So I'm thinking, damn, okay. One day I want to do a podcast here in Kenya, but I'm not going to pay I'm not going to buy $1,000 camera and pay $2,000 for it, and then pay $50 for shipping. Why would I do that? Oh, you know what? I just bought a round trip ticket to Bangkok for $900. So that $1,000 that I was going to get taxed, now I can go to Bangkok and go on vacation and pick up that camera and maybe even another camera and then pick up the cosmetics I need, come back. That tax that they would have taxed me on that $1,000 camera, come back. Somebody said, if you come with the product outside the country, they would tax you in the airport. No, they won't. I came with a drone. I came with a laptop. I came with a webcam that I'm on today that I just forgot that I had, so I started using it. I came with 2 DJI cameras. I came with microphones. They didn't tax me on that. So what are you talking about? No, you don't have to declare that at customs. No, you do not have to declare that. Why would you need to declare your laptop at customs? Come on, dude. Do you know how long that customs lines? Everywhere I travel, I see people putting their laptop in its own bin. What makes you think they had to declare that at customs? Now, maybe a brand new laptop in the box. Duh. They'll catch on to that. They'll be like, oh, what he's doing is he's flying over here and he's trying to work his way around that. If it's brand new, then yeah, you might get caught with that one. No, I've flown into the United States 3 times last year. I never had to declare my laptop. No, that's bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Personal property does not have to be declared at customs. But if you come with 5 MacBooks, brand new in the box, they're going to be like, you got 5 for personal property? Let me see what kind of work you do. Why do you need 5? If you have 1, no. Somebody said if you have something purchased with a receipt, then declare it. Okay. Throw away the box. Throw away the box. Throw away the receipt. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I'm a content creator. What are they going to say? Oh, I'm over here trying to sell this camera. I'm trying to use the camera for me. I'm not lying. That's what I would do it for. So if it's brand new right out of the box, it's not that. It's not going to be needed to be declared nowhere in the world. Unless if you go to North Korea or something like that. Somebody just said in the comments, more people die from alcohol than cigars. I would agree. Look up how many people get cancer from cigars. It's not as many as they make it seem. It's not as many as they make it seem. Yes, he said, I hope y'all taking notes. He's giving y'all gems. If you feel like these are gems, drop a $1 cash app. If you didn't know about this and this may be helpful to you, drop a $1 cash app or super chat. Because I'm not done yet. I got a little more. Gavin Turner sent a $5 cash app. Guess what? I also won't die from drinking and driving if I smoke this cigar. If you smoke weed while you drive, not only will you go to jail, you also may crash. Cigars don't hit you that hard, and they're not illegal. And I don't even have a car to drive here in Africa anyway. But Gavin says, I'm glad you're finally talking about this. Just a thought, maybe reach out to O'Shea and see how he dealt with it, or if he has a moment to call it. I know how O'Shea does it. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to stop smoking cigars. So y'all can save it. Thank you very much for that super chat, Gavin, as well. I'm not stopping. Strife says, I'm taking notes. Thanks for the information. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, if you do want to live in Africa, here, let me ban your ass since you talking shit. He said weed doesn't make you crash. Okay. So now we can just act like being high on marijuana doesn't impair the way how you drive. Okay. Bullshit. If you fly anywhere, don't fly. You can fly to Colombia. I believe you can fly to Colombia looking for electronics. I don't think this stuff was highly taxed over there. But let me turn these comments off because y'all saying stupid shit. But for me, if I want to buy another MacBook, if I want to buy this, that, I would rather fly to Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines. I bought a drone in the Philippines. It was almost the same price it would have been in Texas. I bought an iPhone 14 in Vietnam. It was the exact same price it would have been in Texas. In Thailand, I bought a drone. It was the exact same price it would have been in Texas. I don't recall buying any cosmetics. Yes, I do. I used to use Origin skincare for my face at the time. It was the exact same price I paid in Texas. I don't know why they're the same price there and not here, but just tell you. Somebody corrected me on the name. It's Oliva. Oliva is the brand of the cigar. I got that one. And if I haven't had enough, I got my Placenza Reserve 1898 medium. I love it. I had that one the other day. Now, every American expat should either travel back to the United States, to those Asian countries I just named, or to Vietnam, or I've even heard South Africa. It might be cheaper to travel to South Africa. You know why? Because the DJI camera, that's the one I use, they have stores there, meaning that it can't be that high of a tax. Because you notice they don't have an Apple store. They do in Brazil, but they don't have an Apple store here in Kenya, an official Apple store, because the taxes would be too high. Falcon Blizzback sent a £1 super sticker. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. So I just thought I should give y'all that little game about where you can find it at, because some of y'all may not know that. Next, let's look at this is another reason. Now that we know about this tax part, right? Another thing is, have you noticed that there's not a lot of African brands outside of Africa? Because they have export fees too. They have export fees too. So if you got something coming in that's foreign, they're gonna get a cut. If you want to send something to another place and be foreign there, they're gonna get a cut out of that too. Even going from country to country, like I know the Bongani cigars. I know the owner. You seen I did a little promotion for him, right? When I was in Ghana, there was a cigar lounge. They were out of cigars. What business runs out of their base product? So that alone tells you something. That it's not easy to get into Ghana either. Because remember, my DJI camera that was $300 in the States was $530 in Ghana. The import fees. These dudes run out of cigars. They're talking about, okay, I need to figure out how to get more cigars. Why in the United States, we're not going to say we need to figure out. You just ship them in. That's all you do. That's why business can thrive there, because there's not. Look, I mean, yeah, I know it's corruption. But we're not talking about it. We're just talking about this. That's why businesses can thrive in the United States, because you can just ship stuff right in. You can ship it right out. The only thing you'll be paying for is a bigger shipping bill because it's going outside the United States or coming from another country. Now, the guy was out of cigars. I said, hey, I'm thinking we're in Africa. This guy is in Mozambique. I'm in Ghana. I said, let me connect you to him. The guy in Mozambique is worried about the taxes going from there to Ghana. When I was in Zambia and he shipped me my cigars, he was worried about the taxes. He told me he needs to see how much the taxes would be first going from Mozambique to Zambia. So even in the own continent itself, you can't just ship. You can't just do that. Because they tax from other continents and within the continent. So how can somebody build a brand in Kenya and ship to the United States? He said that we don't have any export fees in Kenya. Well, either way it goes, you look, the iPhone doesn't cost the same damn amount is what we worried about. Because if I want to live in a place, I can't just order something. And no, it doesn't depend on the price of goods. It could be a $5 product, and if it's a cosmetic, you're gonna pay another $5 just for bringing it. Now, because of this goes from the top to the bottom. So now that holds the people down here a lot harder. Correct? There's a train passing by. I stay next to a train. That holds the locals here a lot harder. So, for example, my tailor and I, we're gonna make we're working with some styles, and we're gonna make my own line of clothes that I'll promote myself, right? But what the clothes will never do is touch Africa. We'll make them here, and then we'll have the manufacturer that's in another country ship directly to the United States to my postal center. And then from that postal center, we'll be able to ship around wherever else we need to go, but specifically the United States. Because if we try to, I'm going to put these clothes in my house. Okay, somebody from the United States is buying. I don't know if there's going to be an export fee on that or not. You said I might be able to Google that building in Kenya. What building? No, you don't understand the point of what I'm saying. The reason that we have a postal center in Dallas is to avoid. Yeah, essentially it's drop shipping. That's exactly what it is. Difference is these would actually be my, usually when people drop ship, they've never even touched the product. I'll be able to wear this. It'll just be that. Somebody said you have to test things out and learn the ins and outs. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to different countries. The ones I like, I stay at, because I love Kenya. But the longer you stay somewhere, you might notice, okay, that might be an inconvenience. That might be an inconvenience. Kenya has had the least amount of inconvenience. That's why I chose to stay here. But over time, you might notice new things. And this is not just a Kenya problem. This is a problem in Uganda. This is a problem in Rwanda. This is a problem in Tanzania. This is a problem in Ghana. This is a problem in Brazil. So don't think I'm coming down on one country. Somebody said start a shipping company on the continent of Africa. Seems to be a very good business to have. Doesn't matter if you have a shipping company or not. It's the governments that want the tax. You can't work around it. Not legally. Last thing I'm going to be doing is sitting in some jail in Africa. Now, some call it corruption. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. I'm just here to relay the information. I don't know why there's a tax. I don't care to know why. I just know that there is one. And Afro Talk, we're talking about import taxes on goods. The reason why the iPhone costs double the amount in some countries. The reasons why a car, if you want to buy a brand new BMW, it's not going to be the same price it be in the States. And it's not because of the shipping. You're going to have to pay that shipping, and you're going to have to pay basically for two cars. So this is another thing Patrick said right here. Africa adds up over time and expenses. The longer you stay, the more you realize a few inconveniences. So yes, living in Kenya is cheap for me as a U.S. citizen. I pay $674. I need to figure out what my rent is. $674, $647 dollars. One of those. Anyway, it's somewhere around $600, a little more over $650. Now, if I was to go to the grocery store and spend $250 a month on meat, rice, all that other bread and all that, you could live in Kenya for $1,000, $1,500 a month. Comfortably. But when it comes to, my TV broke, I need a new TV. It's not going to cost the same as it did in the States. At the cigar lounge I go to, they have, because something I need is a air purifier, so I can clean the air as I smoke rather than having to leave the window open and see all these fucking crickets. I asked them, where did you buy that at? I want to buy one of those. Oh, they had to import it. They don't have it here. They had to import it. That's an electronic. There's gonna be a fee on that too. The electronic fee import tariff in Kenya, it has an average rate of 25%. So, like I said, that camera costs $1,000. Add 25% on that. So now it costs you $1,250. But it says it can go up to 100%. I don't know what makes it go up to 100%. But if it goes up to 100%, just know you're better off flying back to the United States to buy it if it's $1,000 camera. Brazil's import fees for electronics can be up to 35%. So that's $350 to get it in. Uganda's can be up to 15% of value added tax, 18% of value added tax, and 15% withholding tax. So you get a 33% tax on electronics in Uganda. So if you're going to come to Africa, do not buy electronics here. Buy it from wherever you're coming from. The Naughty American Expat, thank you for the love. He says, for the cigar fund, brother, salute. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. He said the whole room smells like cigars. No. I burn incense. Can't a woman walk in here and say she done smelt cigars in my place? She can't say that. She will be a lie. That's why I keep the window open. I burn the incense until there's no more cigar smoke. But cigars aren't cigarettes, so it's not going to stink the same way, even if it did. Please remove labels. Yes, remove the labels. Yes. So imagine imagine if I was born in Africa and I was Kenyan and I want to be an influencer and I get a sponsorship from this company. I'm gonna have to aim for the sponsorships that are basically digital, that don't have to ship you a physical product to say, hey, I got these volcanic ash rocks. They would tax me just to promote it. And let me kick you out. I'm sick of your ass. This dude always talking shit. I don't know what pipes smell like, so I don't know. So there's a lot of companies that won't ship to Africa in general. Now that I've been here, I can see why. Because I always wonder why is that? Is that just some sort of colonialism? They want to keep them down, but there's a tax on things, and that lowers their margin of people that would buy it. As the buyer, you have to pay shipping to the shipper, and the receiver has to pay the import fees, and you got to pay a postal fee when it gets here. Now, does anybody have any questions about that? I thought that if you found that to be valuable information, leave a 1 in the chat. So this is another thing I'm noticing. Each continent has pluses over the others, right? Obviously, Asia did not have enough pluses. That's why I haven't been there in so long. And I'm going back in a month, but I won't be going to stay. I'm just going to visit somebody. So in Asia, the plus is if you thank you for the ones. I'm glad y'all found that helpful. We got another little thing that we're gonna do. So in Asia, they got Zara in Asia, they got Gucci in Asia, Louis Vuitton in Asia, because the taxes aren't so high on that kind of stuff. The taxes aren't that high. South America, you might like the women better than all 3 of the continents I'm talking about. Well, let's say 4, we're going to include the United States in there too for North America. But in South America, they have more crime than they do in Asia. In Africa, they have just as much crime as they do in South America. Just not in all of South America. Pretty much, from my understanding, all of South America is ran to some degree behind drug cartels. How do you avoid rolling out money to cops and other local citizens randomly shaking you down for cash? Well, police, if they're asking you for cash, your best bet is to give it to them. And that's worldwide. Now, that's one good thing about the United States. If a cop is trying to force you to bribe them, or if they're trying to extort you, that can make the news, and he'll for sure lose his job. That's something they used to have in the United States, but it's so risky to do it now for a cop. It's went down. They have to play it. They have to play it off. Now, overseas, like if you're in Thailand and the police say pay me, that's not going to make the news. Just pay them. In Brazil, if the military police do what they did to you and stick a gun in your face, they didn't ask me for money. But if they do, you should pay them. In Uganda, if the police say, hey, you can't pass through here without paying us, you should pay them. And they're not going to be asking you for a lot anyway, right? Because one thing about bribes is they're not going to say, oh, they're not going to hold a ransom on you. They're not going to say, oh, give me $7,000. Because they know the chances of you actually having that to give it is low. So they might say 70 or $300. Most people have that, and they know that. It happens everywhere in the world, but in the United States, cops aren't like, back in the 20s, the big time mobs and gangsters and all that, they would go pay the police $1,000 and say don't come to the neighborhood for the rest of the month. They pay each of them $1,000. Yeah, go try to give a cop $1,000 nowadays. They'll arrest you on the spot. You can't bribe the United States police. Don't even go over there trying to do that. You might be able to, but you're going to have to break some bread. Like, you're going to have to make them really think, what number is good for me to risk my job? 20 grand. So in that case, most of y'all ain't got 20 grand to just fuck off. So don't even try it. Now, if there's any more questions about that topic, leave a super chat or a cash app, and we'll finish that one. And then we're gonna talk about another topic. And we talk about this topic, we will go on a rant and open up a panel too. So Gavin sent a cash app. He says for showing and explaining how O'Shea does it. I will tell you that on the back end, but I won't put anybody's personal business on the internet. So we also shout out to George. I'm not gonna say his whole name, but he sent me a $50 cash app early this morning about 9 a.m. He said, put Panama on can. You better believe I'm going to Panama. Amilcar, yes, I speak Portuguese. Razak sent a $10 cash app, a super chat. He says, is $60,000 per year enough to travel in Europe and Asia? I haven't been to Europe, but I tell you, in Southeast Asia, 60,000. Look, I went from Bangkok to Phuket to Chiang Mai and Pattaya. That's all in the same country, and that was about $80 a plane ticket. Then I went from there to Philippines. I went to 3 cities in the Philippines, maybe $80 a plane ticket there. And then to get to the Philippines from Thailand was like maybe $250 or something like that. I don't know. I had to go back and look. It wasn't that much. It's not what it would have been in Africa. From there to Vietnam, $200. From Vietnam to Cambodia, $80. Back to Thailand, maybe another $250. $300 what it was. $300. That's what it was. That's not even $1,000 to travel to 4 countries and 9 cities. 10 flights, 4 countries. Do you know how much it cost me 4 countries in Africa? $2,000 just for the ticket to go from country to country. That's not if I went to another city in that country. So when you get to Africa, go No, nobody, no Kenyans are getting upset about what I'm saying. They tell me, but the thing is, it's a fact. It's not. This isn't made up, and this is not about Kenya. I made that clear. This is not about. I brought up. I Here's the thing. First of all, I first experienced this tax in Ghana when I bought the same camera that I bought in the States. Anyway, we're not gonna worry about that. I get stopped by the Kenyans daily. They love my content. They love my content. I mean, do you think the Kenyans are happy about paying the tax? I mean, come on now. I mean, it's not like I'm saying something bad about them. Let me not start that though. Now, somebody says semen retention for 9 months. I've been out. I've been outside the United States too long to be practicing semen retention. That's not necessary. Julian sent a $2 cash app. He says, find out about house workers and food. Yes. So I actually have a woman that will come clean up my apartment here in Kenya. Cost me about 700 shillings. Keep in mind, 1,000 shillings is like $7. So, like for $5, she washes the dishes, she mops the floor, sweeps the floor, dusts off the rug, sweeps it. She cleans everything except for the damn ceiling, basically. So you can't beat that. I'll tell her, I'll prepay you. I need you to come twice a week, 8 times a month. That's $40. Now, this is a Kenyan. She says, I'm Kenyan. I love your content. To be honest, government is overdoing this taxing thing. Exactly. I'm not worried about Kenyans getting offended because they know. First of all, I promoted the shit out of Kenya. And I still have an apartment here and I'm going to renew my lease for another. So it's not like, oh, I'm in Kenya and I'm like, oh, this is why I left Kenya. So far, I haven't ran into anything in Kenya that makes me be like, I want to leave it. I'm looking at this problem like, okay, I know if I want to live in Kenya, unfortunately, I'm going to have to travel to buy a new iPhone. That's fine, though, because I'm a world traveler anyway. So I just pick it up while I'm in Europe or Colombia or somewhere else where the tax isn't so high. But they do have businesses here, and they're all over Instagram, so I don't mind saying it out loud, where you can pay for basically a mailbox in some other country, ship it to that mailbox, and then somehow they'll ship it here. And from my understanding, it doesn't get taxed. I've never used it. This is what I've heard and what I've saw online. They've even asked me for a sponsorship. I should probably promote that. I need to go back and look at that email they sent me, if the opportunity is still there, because that was like 3 months ago. The topic about taxes in Kenya was about 48 minutes ago. That's when I started. So the next topic, since I think we've gotten all the ones out of here, put a number 1 in the chat if you think it's smarter to have a less attractive girlfriend for a girlfriend. I mean, in like a 6, a 5 to a 7. We're not gonna go below that. I'm not going below a 6.5, honestly. What I rate to be a 6.5, because we all don't have the same measurements. But would you? Because honestly, I think whenever I settle down, it's not gonna be with no 9 or no 10. 8 at best. Because honestly, worldwide, except for Brazil, that's the only country where I haven't ran into this issue. Dating 9s and 10s are a problem. And this is the reason why. I didn't say this, but this is the reason why. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to. If I should take a shot of vodka before I start talking about this. I hired a personal assistant. Oh, they want to see me take a shot. That's why I got it right next to me. They said, now if you want to see me take 2 shots, I need $5 in super chats minimum right now. I need that minimum right now because I got stuff to do tomorrow. Not that important stuff, so I don't mind drinking it. But we know y'all want one drink. So what we gonna do is get a different glass because I'm not gonna down that water because I don't want to stop midway through the show to go pee. I also brought my Hindu incense with me as well, so y'all know it don't smell like. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not gonna get drunk on the live. If I start feeling drunk, it's gonna end. I have sponsorships. I'm not fasting no more. I gave up on the fasting life. My mama was calling me, talking about you done lost a lot of weight. Crystal calling me, talking about I don't look sexy no more. She said I need to eat again. I started thinking about it. I said, fuck that 6-pack. So we got my favorite vodka. This might be my favorite. We're gonna put we got a $5 cash out from Mr. Henson right here. Thank you very much for the super chat. We'll do the fasting once every quarter. I'll fast for like a week once a quarter just to get this alcohol out of my liver. But in the meantime, I'm going back to being a regular Auston Holleman. Except, is that enough? I don't drink whiskey. Let me tell you something. If I drink whiskey with a cigar, eventually I would stop talking. Oh, they said Smirnoff. Don't say nothing about Smirnoff. Because I didn't try the other ones. I think that they're a ripoff. Should I light up the Hindu incense at the same time? Yes or no? That's what it looks like. They said it burns for hours. We're gonna see how true they are. Honestly, it looks like some hash. Looks like you could eat it. Yes, they got some thick women in Kenya. Oh, you can't miss them. Y'all know you know I gotta stay somewhere where there's some eye candy, and there's plenty. These Kenyan women are plenty of eye candy. Now, why did I light this with the lighter and not the cigar? You guys know anything about cigars? The cigar has a more natural taste when you burn it with wood. Let's see how long that burn. So we got the incense. We got the incense lit. Got the cigar lit. Let me show you it's still lit one more time. And we finna talk about these 9s and 10s being a problem. We're gonna put some pineapple juice in there. I don't know if the weed is good in Africa because it's illegal. I don't condone smoking weed. I don't condone you using alcohol or cigars. But if you do it smart. Be safe. Cause I don't if any of y'all get hurt, don't come over here saying it was my fault. No the hell it wasn't. Now, we had some super chats. Pan-Africans get into their feelings about constructive criticism. We need the honesty. Real, recognize real. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Just like, they tried to say that, oh, Auston, you're saying that there's gay guys in Ghana. They have a law outlawing gay. I'm pretty sure burglary is outlawed in Ghana too. Do you think that stops it? Use your head and get out your feelings, dude. And that's what they need to understand. Oh, they don't play that gay in Ghana. They don't play murder in America either. Still happens. What are you talking about? What's wrong with +8+ women? They look good. They look too good, so you know they goddamn don't. If you ask me, the women that are above an 8, if you want to keep a peaceful life, I think you're honestly best just smashing them and just having them kick it. But a girlfriend as an 8, not all of them, because I've met some that are like, they're beautiful and they're peaceful. But for the most part, guys, I've gotten into fights behind girls that were above an 8. Not on no, oh, give me my girl back. Like, no, I got into a fight because she's a pretty girl. So the dudes are coming over here, grabbing up on her in a disrespectful way to test me. What do I do? Just watch? But when you got a 6 on your arm or a 7, you don't have to deal with that. Y'all can go kick it at the restaurant. You don't have to worry about a dude disrespecting you, sliding a number right in front of your face. So now I got to hit you in your face. Now I got to hit you in your face because now it's not about her. It's just the fact that you're testing me. That's the problem with 8. The pretty girls are trouble. And they not trying to be trouble. They're just trouble. Naturally. When you was in high school, the dudes was not fighting over the 5s. They weren't fighting over the 5s. If you had a 5 for a girlfriend, the dudes wasn't going up to your girl behind your back saying, why do you fuck with Auston? He got so many hoes. You need it. That's a problem. And right now, I just want to be a YouTuber and an influencer. Now, does that mean Auston will pass up an 8? No. But they had to be dealt with extreme caution, especially if you're in the United States. If you're in the United States and you got a bad girlfriend, those dudes will damn near punch you. Because they got animal mindsets. They think like, just like a lion, like, oh, he got the girl I want. Let me go try to fight him. And then she'll go with me, which that does happen. She probably will go with him if he beats your ass bad enough. But if you live in the United States, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's a real issue, having a beautiful girlfriend for both of y'all. Because now the girls are going to be disrespecting her, and the guys are going to be disrespecting you. So long term, which one is better? Put a 1 in the chat if the long term is the less attractive ones. Tony sent me a cash app. He says, I dated a 5 and an 8 once. No cap, she has better cat than the 8. You know why? Because ain't nobody in the number 5. The number 5 is going to knock your socks off and have you looking for her in the daylight with a damn flashlight. And the 5, if she not insecure, she going to be rubbing your feet, giving you a massage without you asking, cooking when you get home. Trust me, I know. I know. And here go your biggest enemy with having a number 9, 8, 9, and 10 is goddamn social media. Even the 6s in the States feel like they're an 11. When you got a 9 and the dudes know that she your girlfriend, you had dudes with I almost said the N-word. You got motherfuckers with private jets flying in your girl DMs. Oh, she gonna sneak out on you. Don't say she gonna sneak out on you. And the next thing you know, you got a baby that's not even yours. That's what's next. That's what's next. See, when you get a 6 pregnant, that baby is yours. Unless if you just picked a slutty 6. We got another cash app right here. The Art of Will says for the Auston Holleman surveys of fun. He said he gonna give me a beer. Thank you very much for that $5, but I'm gonna have to put that towards a shot because I'm allergic to beer, wine, and whiskey. God wants me to only drink clear liquor if I'm gonna drink something toxic. Do they charge rent on a monthly basis or yearly basis in Thailand? I want to stay for a month. I heard luxury condos are nice there. Everywhere in the world so far I've been to, you can get a month by month. Even in Thailand. My homeboy was in Thailand for 6 months and he had a 6-month lease. I know dudes have had a 3-month lease. So somebody said ugly women cheat too at lower rates. At lower rates. At lower rates. Joseph Johnson, I don't know if I read this already, but thank you for the $2 super chat. The truth matters with the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Somebody said take that tag out the cigar. No. You know why? Because when I reach that tag, that's when I know it's about to get lit. So I need to prepare myself before I get there. Y'all think that's funny? I'm telling you, the number 5s. Let me tell y'all something else. The fat girls got the best of everything. Not that. Hold on, that don't mean you go get you one. I'm just telling you. The fat girls, because we all done slipped up before. We not gonna pretend like we haven't. And I know my critics are gonna be making videos about me talking about, oh, Auston overseas smashing fat girls. No, I'm not. But give me some free advertisement. The fat girls, that's the extreme of what the less attractive gets you. But the Instagram models, to be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie to you. Theirs is, it's not gonna be the best. Usually the more attractive they get, the less fun you have when it comes to sex. Just being number one, they're so used to dudes being like, oh, she's so pretty, I gotta blow her brains out. So she don't know how to do nothing because her whole life, all she had to do was just sit there like a starfish. The less attractive, they know that they're less attractive. So they're going to be the ones to do a backflip on you. The Art of Will said fat girls don't give the best head. I don't know about that one. They've been eating too many Twinkies. And the hot ones, so let me tell you something. The 5s and 6s don't shit test you. The overweight girls don't shit test you. They can't. They know that they are already on a tightrope that's about this wide, and you supposed to go from Mount Everest to Kilimanjaro on that tightrope, and ain't nobody gonna take that risk for the unattractive ones. Y'all getting real inappropriate in these comments. I'm being politically correct right now. Now, I want to go to a Twitter post because I put this on Twitter before. And if y'all have not seen my Twitter, I'm not as vulgar as I used to be, but I'm starting to go back. I put up a Twitter post. I said, I think I'm gonna marry an average looking chick with good character. These pretty chicks are trouble. So this guy says, oh, he deleted his comment. See, he knew I was, so he deleted his comment. Good enough, I screenshotted it. Let me see. I think I screenshotted it. I got him. I screenshotted it. He says, pretty chicks are the, somebody said a fat girl pay your bill. Yes, they will. Now, they ain't never paid a bill, but they will buy you your drinks. They going to put the gas without you asking. I never asked them to. But they did it. Pretty chicks are the best. They are used to saying no so much to so many guys. So when they finally say yes, it's actually yes. I saw that. I was like, this dude is simping so hard. This dude is so he's simping. When you say something to Auston Holleman, mean it. Because I'm gonna screenshot you if it's worth screenshotting. I got this guy. He said only they are full of shit tests. Learn how to handle their shit tests. Simpish behavior. I'm gonna tell you why. No offense to this guy, but I'm not learning how to deal with a person. You know, imagine if you would if you could sell a girlfriend, right? And you had one that said, "Hey, just go over here and be yourself, and if she likes you, she likes you." And then you got on the other side right here, it says, "You can have her; she's beautiful, but you need to learn how to take bullshit." Who you said you disappointed me? I don't know why. Somebody said it's usually the pretty girls that have the stank coochie. Yes, it is. They can have white teeth, freshly shampooed hair, perfume, fabric softener smelling clothes, clean socks, manicure, pedicure. Take down the pants, the whole room smells like them. Not overseas, though. I only ran into that in the United States. That's because they think they shit don't stink. It's the truth. Generally, not all the time, but damn near most of the times. He then proceeds to say, read The Way of the Superior Man. I said, sir, I'm not reading a book to date a woman. Did your grandfather read a book to date your grandmother? I don't think so. Now you do have to learn basic, charisma and how to deal with women, but not to the point where you got to be wrote down in a book. That's too much. I can't even be myself now. Oh, don't buy her no flowers until after 6 p.m. because the way of the superior. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. See, in the United States, you would have to do that. He said you foul. I'm not foul. In the United States, see, the only book you should be reading about dating women is from the men that you grew up with. Your older brother, your uncle, and your father, and maybe another male cousin. That's as close as you should have gotten to a book when it comes to dealing with women. But see, in the United States, it's gotten so hard to date. Y'all reading books. I'm not reading no book. Not about that. This okay, here we go. He says you putting everyone in the same box. Did you hear me say generally? General does not mean 100%. I even said there's some pretty because I've met some pretty girls that they didn't stink. But 9 times out of 10 in the States, because y'all know one of my talking points, I said overseas is not a problem. And to this day, it has not been a problem. We talking about probability and not possibility. Like I would never read a book about how to take a woman on a date. If it's that difficult, Let me tell you, if I don't know how to take a woman on a date, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get my body right, my money right, I'm gonna get everything right to the point where I feel so good about myself. It's effortless for me to be a good vibe. That's how you take a woman on a date. You need to be happy with yourself first. So when you get around people, you got a certain energy about you. And then when you know you've built on yourself and people don't feel that energy, you say fuck them. But then you got people in the States that are ashamed and say, oh, you must think you perfect. You think you perfect. No, I just know for a fact I've worked on myself. And no, I'm not reading a pimp's book. Yeah, exactly. And somebody said when you care too much, women will reject you. If you're reading books on how to deal with women, you care too much about women. Because when I started working on myself, if I approach a woman, she could be a whole nine, because this has happened before. They could be a whole nine. If her energy isn't matching mine, okay, nice talking to you. What's wrong with your friend? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You just ain't talking about shit. What am I supposed to do? Get what's that little box I used to have in Texas? The little monkey that pops out. You want me to pull out one of those and have it say something to you? And another thing that Falcon says about, he said these books contain common sense. Like, what's that red pill book that everybody read? The Rational Male. I read a little bit of that book and I'm like, I know this shit already. I was 22 and I'm like, I know this already. What is this rational? What is the rational? The Rational Male didn't teach me shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't finish it. It's a good book. It didn't teach me shit. I was reading that book and I'm like, do people not know about this stuff already? People don't know that women cheat. People don't know about hypergamy. I knew about that shit when I was 8 in the 3rd grade. I knew about hypergamy. You know why? Because for hundreds of years, as men, we've known that you got to get your money right. That's hypergamy. I don't need that book to tell me that. What is that? What was that book supposed to teach me? So I skimmed through that book. I'm like, what is this shit? Man, maybe I should write my own book and I'll be a millionaire off a book. I could have wrote The Rational Male. I could have wrote that. And then you go see all these red pill guys. See, that's why I never took the red. People like alpha male strategies. Okay. Yes. But a lot of these red pill guys, I'm looking at them. Ain't no way in hell he doing what he say he doing. What's the light skinned guy with the white wife with the glasses? Donovan Sharp. Another red pill guy. Henry Lucy says most manosphere ideas were based upon their book. Sir, that book, the stuff that book had was stuff I heard growing up from just being around other men growing up. But a lot of these red pill guys are really losers. They didn't start getting women until their YouTube channel started blowing up. And so they going off the book. Status. Status. So what they do? A lot of, not all of them, because alpha male strategies, I love them. But a lot of these other red pill guys were losers until the YouTube blew up. Now, I see some people calling Fresh and Fit lies. They're not lying. I wouldn't say Fresh and Fit is lying about anything. I actually don't know much about them. They've actually talked about me on their podcast before. But so I'm not saying anything towards them. But I just have read some red pill dudes' books. I mean, I've watched some of their shows. I'm like, this dude, either he read the book and he's like Rick Ross, right? You know, Rick Ross, if you listen to his music, you would have thought he really sold that dope. And it turns out he's just talking about stuff other people did. And he's relaying it in a way where it sounds like he did it. So Fun and Game said red pill is for older men like Jesus, MLK, and Buddha. Let me tell you something. Do not come overseas with a red pill. Don't text her back for 30 days. You know, have sex with her and don't ejaculate. Don't do that. Don't go to Brazil doing that. Oh, you're gonna strike out every time, I'm telling you. Because I seen how the women in Brazil move, and that red pill shit is not gonna get you too far. Now, granted, you do need basic knowledge that the red pill may teach you that, oh, that the woman could still be sleeping around, or she doesn't want to be showered with compliments. That's worldwide basic stuff. But that extreme shit does not work. In most countries you go to, you just need to be yourself. It's common sense. Somebody said common sense has nothing to do with red pill. Because let me tell you something about Brazil. The whole red pill, like buy a woman a drink and show her little attention. Don't worry, she'll forget about you immediately. It doesn't work. A lot of places you have to jump right on it. Like if you're dealing with women here in Kenya, I'm letting you here in Nairobi. Here in Nairobi, wait to text a woman 3 days. You're not gonna hear from her ever again. They got too many options. Don't bring the red pill down. Don't bring that part of the red pill down here. Now, we're gonna open up the chat. I'm gonna drop. We're gonna do it for like maybe 45 minutes. We're gonna drop the invite link. Somebody said, "What about rotation Nairobi?" I'm letting you know right now, Nairobi. Uh, you cannot. You're gonna have to date more than one woman at a time. Because again, I actually had a Kenyan yesterday, born and raised in Kenya, And he confirmed what I've noticed, which is that here you have men from Australia, the UK. There's so many foreigners here. You have to literally be on top of your game because you are easily replaceable, including me. I mean, there's only one Auston Holleman. But you were, if you think, oh, I'm a foreigner, trust me, dude, she's got 10 of those dudes that's hit her up today. You're not the only one. So you're going to have to do the same thing. Can you find a wife in Nairobi? Yes, but you will have to be very, very patient. You will have to be very, very patient. You have to meet a lot of women and you have to learn, okay, I do not find the woman I'm looking for at this place. I need to start hanging out on this side of town. Because I will admit, there are certain parts of town where the quality and the pace of the women moves differently. Like if you're in Westlands, look, that's single, ready to mingle. Maybe if you go up further north to more where it's only locals in this area, it gets better. But I've seen a lot of stuff in Nairobi. There are a lot of foreigners in Nairobi. Oh, and don't forget, if you black, you competing with the white men too. It's not as bad as people say. You know, that people make it seem like all the girls here have a white guy, which I mean, it could be true. I haven't seen it, but just know that your competition is stiff. Let me go ahead and drop this link. We're gonna touch on this topic. If you have cancer, smoke weed, it cures. Bullshit. So what Hitler said was, if you make propaganda too, if you over exaggerate on propaganda too much, people lose it. So all of a sudden, weed is the cure to everything. That's where they lost me. They read weed. Okay, I will say weed does cure erectile dysfunction. Because when I was in Thailand, I took an edible, and yeah, I was never like that. So I can believe that. But the whole, it cures cancer, it cures depression temporarily, it cures depression, it cures this, it cures it cures. It's just like when COVID came out, and what are the symptoms of COVID? Every damn thing that could be wrong with your body was on that list, and that's where they lost me. I said, yeah, they making this up now. I don't care what Harvard said. But I just opened up the chat live. If you would like to call in, go ahead and call in. Let's drink the rest of this vodka. We're gonna keep touching on this topic. The link that I put at the top, if you click it, you can join on the panel. You can come up here and talk to me directly. That's what the link is for. Guys, we're about to hit 79,000 subscribers. We're for sure going to hit 100,000 subscribers by Christmas, if not sooner. If I start posting more shorts again, it'll be sooner. But right now, we're at 78,396 subscribers. We are almost there. We're going to do 100,000 family member celebration. I don't know what we're going to do, but I know we'll be live. And then I'm going to do something out physically in person. Like I'm going to go somewhere or something. So, in the meantime, let's do a Q&A because I know y'all like the Q&A. He said Bob Marley died from cancer. Enough said. Let's do a Q&A for the chat. Ask me anything. And this is the last live I'm gonna give y'all until probably Saturday because I've been going live too much. I don't want to run out of topics. There's a Q&A in the chat. We're getting closer and closer to the Thailand trip. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I get to Thailand, I think I might just go live, and I might record my entire time while I'm there and drop a vlog after I leave because I really want to. I'm gonna take that as time off to just enjoy. But it's low effort for me to go live because I just sit here and talk and interact. That's easier than me thinking about, okay, what kind of content can I come up with, this and that. He said, just a tip: refrain from smoking and drinking on camera. I agree. I would agree with you. Now, when am I going to Europe? I'll be going to Europe after Latin America. Are there a lot of single moms in Nairobi? Not that I've ran into. Most of the women that I've ran into don't have kids here. Most of them don't have kids that I've ran into. I would ask Troy because Troy's been here 9 years, so he may have a different answer. But for the most part, it doesn't seem like a lot of women have kids like that. But there's still women having kids here. Auston, which place has more gold diggers, Brazil or the United States? We all know that's the United States. We're doing a Q&A. You got to put it in the Q&A chat. How many subscribers did you have when you first landed in Kenya? When I first landed in Kenya, I had about 55,000 subscribers. So I've been getting close to 10,000 per month. He said, bro, I'm from here. Single mothers are full. I don't know. I guess I've been getting lucky because I haven't been seeing too many of them. Or they just not telling me. Also, you're looking buff, the dieting and yeah, you know why I'm looking buff? Thank you, first of all. But the reason being is because I actually, the whole fasting thing, I gave it up. It was stressing me out too much. Also, I got rid of the cat. I had the cat for about 48 hours. My allergies were too bad, and the cat wouldn't even leave the bed from underneath the bed. And I think it was too old, and it had been around its owners for too long to the point where this is like one of the worst. Am I burning this incense wrong or something? It's like a piece of Play-Doh. Best place you've been to so far? The best. So we're gonna do two places. My best two countries that I've loved has been Kenya and Brazil. It's hard for me to pick which one is the best though out of the two. But just know Brazil was my first love, so there's always a special place in my heart for Brazil. But Kenya was its number one rival. Like Kenya has everything I need. I can't leave Kenya. Like even when I go back to Latin America, I'm thinking I'm gonna keep my apartment. I still just come back here periodically while I'm in Latin America. And that's always going to help the content stay diversified. I may not stay in one continent for too long. I may do 3 countries here. Well, not three. That's a two. 4 or 5 countries here. Go somewhere else. Do 3 countries there. Come back to Kenya. Go back to Latin America. Something like that. That'll be over the course of years, though. Yeah, I think this incense that I have, I think it needs to burn on something because it's burning for a little bit and then it's like stopping. It's not like the long sticks. I have the long sticks too, but oh, you said you need to roll the incense out, then light it. The next question says, is it bad or dangerous to date Muslim women in African countries? I'm not asking about you, just what you have seen. So, for example, like Somalians are Muslim, right? Just like anywhere else in the world, I don't think they'd be too happy. And I think, I don't know, but I think a lot of them could be disowned by their family if they catch, you dating some regular Black American guy that's not a Muslim. I don't think it's definitely something I think that people might be doing behind the scenes. Is Brazil still a great destination for a 25? Brazil is a great destination for anybody. I know dudes that have been in Brazil for 30 years, their whole life. They're 50, 60 years old. So anybody, you can be 21, go down there. You can be 61, go down there. So Brazil is a good destination for anybody. Somebody said, where are women's standards the lowest and where would it be easy to get action for the ugliest guys? Asia. And the reason I say that is not because the Asian women are lesser than anybody. Don't start that. The reason I feel that way is because in Asia, hypergamy lives to the true, like hypergamy is 100% Asia. Like you can see the fattest 75 beer belly guy with a bad Asian chick, at least in Southeast Asia. Does height matter in Kenya? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Height matters everywhere in the world. I don't think it's as bad as it is in the States, but I've always told dudes since day one, if you're worried about your height, Asia is probably the place for you. He said, "Oh, Austin's splitting right now." Yes, Asian in Asia. Yes, that's where the standards are a lot lower. When you go to places where it's a lot of Black women, like South America and Africa, the standards go up because that's honestly that's just how Black women are. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, everybody has the right to like what they like. But in Asia, from my experience, and for the dudes that I've known that have went to Asia, that have done the least amount of self improvement, one in Asia. They get what they want in Asia. All right, we're gonna put a little more because we still be getting some super chats. But that'll be the last little bit because I got stuff that I got to do tomorrow. Being the only guy at the party gets you attention. No, it doesn't. Honestly, I get the most action when I go out with my homeboys. If for some reason there's a psychological thing behind it that you may have read in the Rational Mail, it makes you look more sociable. It's social proof. What businesses do you think are needed in Africa? Good question. So there's a reason why those businesses aren't there, and it's because of the way how things are set up in the African countries that prevent people from progressing the way they should. No African country in specific, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Pretty much everything that the United States has, Africa, if they don't have it already, if they do have it, it could be improved. Uber is not all throughout Africa. It could be everywhere. Now, in Kenya, Uber is the most convenient. You call an Uber, it's outside within 60 seconds, usually, depending on where you at. Most places it is. In these other African countries I've been to, you call a ride and you might as well walk to where you need to go because they'll take forever to get there. I want to know if getting a bank account is hard in Kenya. No, it's not. It's not hard at all. but I've heard from Kenyans that they recommend that you keep your money where it's at for safety reasons. That's what I was told. How are you feeling when you can move freely in the city of Nairobi without being in fear of getting shot or stabbed? So you can get shot, you can get robbed. You really don't have to worry about getting stabbed, but it makes you feel so you feel a lot safer in Kenya. Let's just say Nairobi, you feel safer. People say there's more crime in Mombasa. There probably is, but for the most part, as long as you have some level of street smart, you'll be just fine. And somebody also asks, "Is there?" Thank you for the super chat again. Somebody asks, "Is there mosquitoes in Kenya?" No, not really. Not really. At least not in Nairobi. They're here, but not really. It's not like Tanzania where they're flying in your ears. Rwanda had bad mosquitoes. Zambia had mosquitoes. Senegal had mosquitoes, but they really weren't an issue. I experienced that issue the most in Tanzania. What's your take on Jamaica and the women there? I've never been to Jamaica, but from what I've heard, I heard a lot of guys say that they're just like the women in the States. Can't really attest to that, but that's what I've heard. Thank you for the super chat. Don't let other men deter you from an 8 or 9 though. So here's the thing. I'm not telling you not to date 8 or 9s, but I'm saying on a general level, the majority of the time when you bump into an 8 or 9 or a 10, what you see as a 10, because a 10 is subjective to everybody's preference, it's not gonna be ideal for your peace. Somebody say you're bugging. No, I don't. I don't even live in Westlands, and I've been to Karen. I've been way out to the safari by Tanzania where you can see Kilimanjaro. I did not experience mosquitoes. Now, if you've been to Tanzania, you know why I say there's not as many mosquitoes. In Tanzania, when the sun goes down, they will eat you alive. He said, I'm 5'11" and still get called short. Yes, I'm 5'11" too, and I've had people call me short. I guess they want a damn Hulk for a boyfriend. Red, it's been a long time since I see you. He says, greetings, young man. Just checking in. Good to see your journeys. Continue learning from each experience. Learning never ends. As long as you live, enjoy the ride. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well. I was wondering if you were still watching because I know you used to check in all the time. Yeah, somebody said the perfect thing. They don't discriminate because of your wealth. Because you could be in Masaki, which is like the very, very touristy, nice area, expensive area of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And the mosquitoes don't have a problem coming over there either. Yeah, I don't have enough questions though. We might have to end this live stream soon. I open up the panel, nobody wants to talk. Oh my god. Yeah, y'all don't have a lot of questions tonight. I might have to have y'all wait on the live stream. So, if you've had enough of the live stream tonight, put a 1 in the chat, and I will enjoy the rest of the night. So here's the question. He said, I recommend, thank you for the £2 super chat. He says, camera he recommends the Insta 360. I go 3 super small. So the DJI still has the Insta 360. I got to see the Insta 360. That's the one that you can put on a stick and you can hold it like a stick and people won't know that you're recording. The quality difference is still not beating the DJI, and the convenience is still not beating the DJI. Because without that stick, now I will say one thing that the Insta 360 has over it is that you can extend it way out and it can make it look like almost like you got a drone. That's cool, but the DJ, you got to try the DJI. Is Tanzania a good place for single men? Absolutely. In Tanzania, it'll be a little, in Dar es Salaam at least, it'll be a little more serious dating as compared to Nairobi. Nairobi is, there's a lot of people that just want to have fun right now. Tanzania, there's a lot of people doing that too, just not as many. But please do not go down there thinking that everybody is innocent. I'm just gonna say that. The Harry on with the £5 super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See if we got any more cash apps. Otherwise, I'm gonna end this live stream in about 5 minutes. And we'll live stream again Saturday. I'll drop a vlog tomorrow and Friday. So I did see this. You can wear the Insta360 as a chain. Yes, I did see that. I think I will still buy that once I leave Kenya because it'll be too high here. But when I go back to Thailand, I might buy that. Somebody said Tanzania is boring. It depends. It can get boring if you don't have the right circle. Nairobi is a place where you can come here with no friends and you can still have a good time and make friends. Tanzania, I think if I didn't have Elvis as my guide, it would have been boring. This itself is a vlog. Somebody said, "How's the beef quality in Kenya? Any steakhouse?" I actually don't think I've ate a steak at a steakhouse here in Kenya yet. So if you ask me, the best steaks in the world are in Texas. They're in Texas. The United States is good for that. That's our food. I don't care if it started there. That's where it was. That's where it was perfected at, in Texas. In specific, my favorite place is Del Frisco's. Has the best. They've had the best steak I've ever tasted in my life. Number 2 was Colombia in Medellin. Now, I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but they had a very good steak there as well. Where, yeah, we'll end this live stream in about 2 minutes. That's actually good that y'all didn't do a lot of talking because that kept me from smoking 2 cigars today. But all right, so we just having a basic chat now. It doesn't look like we're really talking about too much. Y'all stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be dropping a vlog. I'll do some more recording. But right now I'm doing these live streams because I need to balance myself out. Doing 2, I don't know if I can keep up with 2 vlogs a day because I cannot really enjoy my life doing 2 vlogs a day. What I might just do is record several days. Like I said earlier on my community post for members only, I did it all. I'm going to do 3 vlogs a week and the rest live streams. 1 vlog will be about the food in that place I'm at. The next one will be about the nightlife and the dating. The one after that will be about fun stuff to do like rock climbing or safaris. The more you stay, the more it's starting to unhealthy itself. I think I know exactly what you mean by that. But I still love Africa, but there's certain little things that you start to notice that make it seem like I could see the difficulties of living here. And there's been a lot of expats from the United States that have lived in Africa for a while, and they do talk about the different. So you have to come here knowing that there will be difficulties if you decide to stay here long term. But I'm not going straight from Thailand to South Africa. I'll be going straight from Thailand back here because I got to come here. And I'll be here for maybe a week, 10 days, and then I'll go to South Africa, and I'll be in South Africa for a month. I do 10 days in each major city. And like I say, when I get to Cape Town, just for example, I'm not going there first though. Cape Town, I'll do a live stream, talk about what I'm seeing. The next day, I'll show you. Live stream, talk about this, what I'm seeing, then I'll show you. Then again, then we'll do just certain the dating topics. The dating topics will be on the live stream more I'll talk about the dating on the live stream, and then I will show you. I will show you what it's like in the vlog. Somebody said make a separate video on negatives of dating A+ women and see how viral it goes. I think it will go viral, but it does get better outside the States. But I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm glad we didn't go past midnight tonight. I'm about to get ready to go to sleep. I love y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow on a vlog. Thank you very much for watching.